Hey, good day, guys. We are approaching our paper three, and I wanted to go over a few transactional writings with you. I think it's important for us to note what it looks like, and if you can have a look at my screen, I'm going to start with a personal letter or the friendly letter, which is normally a bit easier to manage, really. And I think these are with the shorter transactional writings. Let's quickly have a look in the scheme of your paper. I have an FLA, I have a paper 3 here. This is an FAL paper. So normally it starts with, there's a longer transactional text that has to do with, you have to write an essay. Let's go back. That's question number 2. Let's go to question number 1. In question number 1, here are your instructions. You have to write an essay in section A. So the memorandum must be used together with the attached FL assessment rubrics for section A, B, and C. Here's question 1. Instructions to the markers. Candidates are required to write one on one topic only. So you will see that there's one topic that you can choose from in question 1. Either a reflective or descriptive or narrative essay, then write a story, then the people who make life interesting, so they give you these topics. It could be descriptive, narrative, or reflective, and then it will tell you what it is. We'll come back to those later. So I just wanted you to go through that, and that's for 50 marks. And your essay must be, I'm just gonna have a look at it. I will have a look at the question paper to tell you exactly how long it must be. I think 450 words. But this is for FAL, so it could be 350. I'll double check for you. Okay, so then they will give you, these are interpretation of pictures. Again, that falls under that section A. In section B, you'll have longer transactional texts. Instructions to markers. You can either write a formal letter to the press, and it's not always the case. Sometimes it's an informal letter. In this instance, they say candidates are required to answer one question. So either choose, maybe you're going to choose the essay up there, then you're going to choose your formal letter to the press, if that is what you'll see what they are looking for, or write an obituary, which is actually very easy to write. I'll take you through that. There's an informal report, there's an interview on this particular paper, and then there's shorter transactional texts, which would mean it's an invitation card or postcard, or you have to write directions. But I mean, that is almost very simple. I will show you what the layout looks like. So for now, I'm going to take a look at the friendly or the personal letter. This is not the formal one, but the informal one. So you will see that your letter starts with your address on your right hand side here, 17 Acton Road, Benoni. There's your postal code, and then June 30th of June 2013. In Afrikaans we'll write June 30, 2013. But okay, let's have a look at this. 17, oh sorry, I'm talking nonsense. Your street in Afrikaans will be like, let's say Actonstraat 17, maar in hierdie geval 17 is in front. Write your address in the top right corner, write the date under the address. Then you will, on your left hand side, you will start with leave a line open, skip a line, write dear whoever it is, Carmel, followed by your friend's name, and then this is it. Let's write this. Thank you letter should be more than one paragraph long. In the first paragraph, say thank you for the gift or the favor and explain why you appreciate it. You'll start off immediately by saying what this is about. I was so happy when I received your parcel in the post. The scarf you sent is lovely and it is in the colors I love, which you obviously knew. Thank you for taking the time to remember my birthday when you were so busy studying for your mid-year exams. Now you will see there's a new paragraph. Discuss your life in the second paragraph, linking it to the gift or the favor if possible. So you're going to start with this paragraph where you are at currently, but you're going to link it to, for instance, what you received. So remember, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 are two different ideas, but you have to link them. So The scarf, can you see that? She's saying thank you for the scarf. The scarf actually arrived just in time because a really cold spell has arrived. There's even talk that we may have snow. Although this has not actually happened yet, I still take Monty for walks in the park because the poor dog gets cabin fever if he can't get out for some exercise. So that's when your present is most helpful. Use contractions to create an informal tone when the dog gets, if you can see that, can't. There we go. So that is your informal tone. So in a formal letter, you will not use contractions. Now let's end this. End with a cheerful one sentence paragraph. I'm looking forward to seeing you in September. Your friend, Helena. There you go. Write your friend or something similar and then write your first name. You don't have to give your surname. That's the end of it. And they're asking for 120 to 150 words, so that's not too long. Okay, that's your personal or informal letter. Let's see if I can get hold of a formal letter. I think here it is. Let's try this one. I have a bit of a problem with my, and there we go. This is your informal letter. Let's see if I can maybe sharpen it. Oh no, what am I doing? Let's straighten this. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can get this a bit bigger for you guys. See if this works. Sorry guys, trying my best here. Okay, let's quickly have a look at something. I'll open this again. I'm so sorry. I'll be with you in a minute. Just gonna try and open that. Edit with photos. Let's save a copy. Yeah, sorry, please forget about that. Letter 2. I'm doing this for a reason. So let's see. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm just jabbering the system a bit. Okay, great. Let's see if I can get this bigger for you. Okay, here's your formal letter, and you've seen in one of the papers that there is an actual formal letter. The formal letter, however, the language you have to use has to be formal. So here you will see it says the following: formal letters are normally used in business context and can be written for many purposes: to order goods, to complain, to Woolworths, to promote a new product, etc. But in an examination, the formal letter you will most likely be asked to write is a letter applying for a job. Okay, so you will see when you get, for instance, an account, you will see that there's an address on top, but your address, which is this one, comes into that little frame. It's the window that you see on the envelope. So here, write your address. So remember, in the informal letter, you did write your address on your right hand side. It will be the same for this one. So it says 19 Protea Road, Pretoria West. There's your postal code. But in this instance, in a formal letter, please write in your telephone number, then your email address, and then the date. So remember, in the informal letter, you did not have your telephone number. You did not have your email address, because that's where you want them to get hold of. You get them to get hold of you. So you're going to write your date at the bottom, but then your contact details. Now you're going to write to whom or it is concerned. So this would be to the manager, for instance, of the fixed hardware store. Write the company's address on the left hand side. There's a line in between, with the title of the person you are writing at the top. So it's to the manager, or to the shop steward, or it's to the supervisor, fixed hardware store. Write 20 Station Road, Garsfontein, wherever it is, and then the postal code. So remember, you will not know what these postal codes are, but you can make them up, and it normally consists of 4 digits. Now you're going to write a heading here. Write the subject of your letter in capital letters and underline it to make it bold if typed. So in this instance, you're going to, sorry, underline it or make it bold if typed. So you're obviously not going to type it. So you're going to underline this: application for the post of sales assistant. Then, dear Mr. Smith. Okay, so remember you said in the other one, dear Anna or whoever it was, but this is a formal letter, so it's going to go to Mr. Smith. And then you're going to say, if you know the name of the person to whom you are writing, write dear, and then write the person's name in a formal way. If you do not know the person's name, write dear sir or dear madam. Now, let's start. Leave a line open. You're starting with the introduction. I am responding to the advertising because that's where you saw it for. For what? As for a sales assistant that appeared in the June edition of the Mr. Fix-It magazine. I think I have both the knowledge and the people skills that are required. So write where and when you saw the job ad and say that you would like to apply for the job. I'm responding to this. Where did you see it? In the June edition of the Mr. Fix-It magazine. I think I have both the knowledge and the people skills that are required. Then you tell a bit more. I enjoy do-it-yourself projects because this is to Mr. Fix-It. You're going to talk about, if you're going to apply, you can say at the school, for instance, you say, I love working with children, I love education. If you're going to apply at the air base, you're going to say, I love air. I've always been interested in flying machines, or I've done this or that, so much air miles or whatever it is. So here we go. I enjoy do-it-yourself projects and took design and technology at school. Okay, so this is still an introduction. I've made a number of pieces of furniture for my family house. Okay, and I'm in charge of maintaining the plumbing and fixing any cracks or leaks. That is good. Now, write 2 or 3 paragraphs about why you think it would be perfect, you would be perfect for the job. So you're introducing yourself, what you like, and why this job interests you. Now you're going to talk about why you think you are perfect for this job. I also enjoy working with people, and I believe I would be good at assisting customers with their purchases. At school, I ran the Rocket Club, okay, great, which offered workshops on how to make air-powered rockets and paper gliders and kites. Interesting. Now, asked to be considered for an interview. I'm sure I could be an asset to your shop, and I hope you will consider interviewing me for the position. Very simple. Now, please find my CV and character reference attached. There you go. Yours faithfully, Vince Falcone, or wherever you are. And then, so that's your signature and then the name at the bottom. Let's try this again. Asked to be considered, we've got that. You'll say that a CV and a reference is attached. Then you're going to say yours faithfully. If you have never met the person whom you are writing, yours faithfully. If you have met the person to whom you are writing, write yours sincerely. Okay, there's the difference. Then give your full signature here, and at the bottom, Vince Falcone. Print your name and title underneath your signature. There you go. So we've now covered a formal letter, and then we've covered an informal letter. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Thank you so much. We've done that. Let's try the obituary. Oh no, let's do emails first. I definitely want to do that because that would be very interesting. Save a copy, emails to, let's do that because I want to really just get this bigger. Here we go. Okay, great. Let's talk about this quickly. What does it look like? Oh, this is an agenda. Okay, fine. Agenda is good. Agenda is good. Let's do agenda and minutes of a meeting. So remember, an agenda is really, we are meeting tonight or on Saturday, and what are we going to be discussing at that agenda? So here it is. This is what it looks like. you will write the actual topic there, or rather agenda of Matric Dance Committee's March meeting. And when is it going to happen? Write the date and time. Okay, let's start here. Write the title at the top of the page in the center. Great. Then write the date, time, and place of the meeting. This does not need to be in a full sentence. So it's the date, Monday, the 11th of March 2013, in room 27 at 2 p.m. So you can say Monday, the 11th of March at 75, at 7 plus 75 Voortrekker Road, and then time at 2 p.m. What will be on the agenda? 1. Under the subheading agenda, list the topics to be discussed. Number these topics and make the last topic any other business. Okay, so you're going to start with the minutes of the previous meeting. In other words, there was a meeting before and now we have minutes of that meeting that we'll be discussing. Number 2, you'll make a topic. We'll discuss the short list of venues. Number 3, we'll discuss fundraising activities and then any other business. In other words, is there anything else someone would like to discuss that will come up during the meeting, or that they would like almost new topics that we haven't thought of. So then you can say, write the name and title of the person who wrote the agenda. This would be Monique Snyman, and she's the secretary. Now you can start with the minutes of the meeting. So here we go. Now we are dealing with number 1, minutes of the previous meeting. Minutes of a meeting, minutes of Matric Dance Committee's March meeting, minutes of previous meeting. Okay, so write the title in bold or in large letters and center it at the top of the page. A general meeting was held on the 11th of March 2013 in room 27 at 2 p.m. It says write the date, place of the meeting. So we are discussing minutes of a meeting. We have just done an agenda and now we're doing minutes of a meeting. Okay, so who was all present at that meeting? Present. Person number 1, person number 2, person number 3. Make up names if you must. And then you will say the chairperson was whoever and the secretary was this person, and there was an apology. Under the subheading apologies, write the names of anyone who sent his or her apologies. These can be in a box as shown here, but do not need to be in a box. So you could go present, like present here, and then apologies under that, because you're possibly not going to be drafting a box. So let's talk about the short list of venues. The minutes of the meeting, the minutes of the meeting was held on the 1st of February. So remember, we're meeting today on the 11th of March, and now we're reading, use the subheading present, write the initials. Okay, there we go. Initials and the surnames of the people who came to the meeting. Let me go down. I want to see if we can get there. Okay, fine. Then it says short list of venues, short list of venues. Let's talk about that. The minutes of the meeting held on the 1st of February 2013 were taken and as read and signed. They were read and signed. Now, let's number the topics. We've numbered the topics. Short list. A short list of possible venues was made. And this is just almost make-believe. It's fake. A short list of possible venues was made by Thomas Mfundi. Remember, this guy must be in here. Said he would find out the cost of hiring these venues. And then you can also list, maybe, if you decide, the venues were the swimming pool, the hotel, the thingy club, whatever it was. Here's fundraising activities or ideas. It was decided that a fashion show would be held to raise funds. Can you see it's just all short one-liners? It becomes very simple then. And then any other business, 4, under 4, if there's new business, 4.1, the committee thought that the decision to ban the after parties was unfair. Raj Governor agreed to discuss this with the principal. That's it. Done and dusted. That's how simple it is. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I have missed in terms of that, and how they finished it. I'll be with you in a second. Um, I'm very sorry about this. What page are we on here? I didn't get that page. I'll speak to you in a minute. Interview. Oh, there we go. That's it. That's how you end it off. If any other topics were discussed, they should be numbered as sections of the last topics. In other words, more topics. If more topics were discussed, you could go 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. That's about it. But please have a look at what this looks like. You must please have a very clear view of how an agenda is drawn up and how minutes of a meeting, so they can ask you to draft an agenda and minutes of a meeting. So you're going to do agenda, and then you're going to do this, then you're going to unpack it right here. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's anything else in here that we can discuss. Right, let's see if there's an obituary. An obituary should be interesting. An obituary is actually very, very easy, to be honest, if you follow the script. Let's see if this can get any bigger. No, we can just do the following. Obituary. Let's say that. Open up for me. There we go. Let's talk about an obituary. So an obituary is obviously like the eulogy at a funeral, and this is about the person who passed on. Here we go. So it says the following: write a heading obituary of whoever it is, Adelaide Tambo. Write a heading that states obituary and the name of the person. Can you see there's a colon and the name of the person? Then you can include a more interesting and detailed subheading. You can just put she's the heroine of South Africa's anti-apartheid struggle. Now, start with the following. Specify the date and place of death, and give the cause of death if it is known. So you can say Adelaide Frances Tambo, the widow of the former ANC president Oliver Tambo, died in a home. This is like, it's like a news report. Died at a home in Johannesburg on this date, age 77. Known as Matambo, she was an important figure in the liberation struggle. Provide a summary of the person's positive qualities or contributions. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so Adelaide Frances Tambo, the widow of the former, we're introducing her, of Sean George, died at her home where? In Johannesburg on the 31st of January 2007 at age 77. Known as Matambo, she was an important figure in the liberation struggle. Now, she was born Adelaide Tukudu outside the town of Vereniging. Include the person's place of birth and main life events. So you're going to say she attended the Elsie River High School. She lived in Elsie's River with her brother and sister. She worked as a nurse, blah, 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 blah. So let's go. She was born here outside the town of Vereniging. She joined the ANC Youth League at the age of 18. She married Oliver in 19. So giving us a bit more of the person's main life events. But she was born here. She was born in this town. She joined the ANC Youth League. She married Oliver in 1956. And in 1960, they went into exile. In London, she worked as a nurse to support the family while her husband traveled extensively. The couple returned to South Africa in 1990. Now, another paragraph. Adelaide was a member, so we're telling us a bit more of the person's life, okay? Was a member of parliament from 1994 to 1999. In 1997, she was awarded the Order of Simon of Cyrene for her work of the Anglican Church, for the Anglican Church and the disadvantaged communities. Then you're going to include in your conclusion, include the closest surviving family members. She leaves behind two daughters, Tembi and Chelani, and a son, Dali. Her memorial service will be held on Sunday, the 5th of January 2007 at the Johannesburg City Hall. Provide details of the date of the place of the memorial service. So remember, an obituary actually goes into a newspaper. Let's try this again. So you start off by saying, you write the heading, colon, person's name, write a heading, a subheading, then you're going to say, you specify the date of when the person passed on, you can give the place of death, and you can give the cause of death if it is known. Then she was born, you tell us a bit more of the person's life, the place where she was. So you're going to start with she died here, then you're going to go she was born here, what she did. She joined this at 18, she went to this particular school, she joined the youth league, she married Oliver at this date. 1960 they went into exile. In London she worked as a nurse to support the family while her husband traveled extensively. The couple returned to South Africa in 1990. She was also a member of parliament in between these and these dates. She was awarded whatever award she had or accolades. Then you're going to close out by saying she leaves two daughters, Tenby and this person and this person and that person. A memorial service. Tell us where the memorial service is going to be. That's it. So thank you so much. Okay, and please try and keep your work as simple as possible. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to close off this section, then I'll start with a few more shorter transactional work in the next video, and then try and get into essays, like what type of essays you should write and what they look like.